What is the difference between esports rule changes and game patches? Imagine watching a tournament where suddenly a new character appears or a weapon gets a boost. You might wonder, how do these changes happen? Well, that's where understanding the difference between esports rule changes and game patches comes in. Both are important but serve different roles in the world of competitive gaming. Game patches are updates made directly by the game developers or publishers. These updates can fix bugs, balance characters or weapons, add new content, or change gameplay mechanics. For example, if a character is too powerful or a weapon is causing unfair advantages, a patch might nerf or buff them. These patches are applied to the game's software and affect everyone who plays the game, whether casually or competitively. They usually come out periodically, like every few weeks or months, and are meant to improve the game overall. When a patch is released, it updates the game client on all platforms, making sure everyone is playing with the same version. On the other hand, esports rule changes are decisions made by tournament organizers, leagues, or governing bodies to set the standards for competitive play. These rules determine how tournaments are run, what formats are used, who can participate, and what is allowed during matches. For example, a rule change might specify which maps are played, how long each match lasts, or what equipment players can use. These adjustments are not about changing the game itself but about regulating how the game is played in a competitive setting. They help keep the competition fair and balanced, especially when new patches introduce content that might give some players an advantage. The main difference is where the authority comes from. Game patches are created by the game's developers and affect the game globally. They are technical updates that change how the game works for everyone. Esports rule changes are made by tournament organizers or leagues to control how the game is played in competitions. They may decide to ban certain characters, restrict specific game features, or set specific rules for match conduct. Sometimes, a game patch can lead to a rule change. For example, if a new character is added in a patch and is seen as too powerful, tournament organizers might decide to ban that character in competitive play. Or if a patch introduces a new weapon, rules might specify whether it is allowed in tournaments or not. This way, rule changes help maintain fairness even as the game evolves through patches. In essence, game patches shape the game itself by updating the software, while esports rule changes shape how the game is played in tournaments. Both are necessary to keep the competitive scene fair, exciting, and balanced. Patches keep the game fresh and evolving, while rule changes ensure that the competition remains fair and consistent despite those updates. Understanding this difference helps fans and players stay informed about how their favorite esports events are managed and how the game continues to grow.